Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Sci-Fi Sistas podcast, where we give you our point of view. I'm Tamia Harper, and I am joined by my sisters, Sabrina Wood.
Whoop, whoop.
Fran T.
What's up?
And Yvette Blackman. Tom.
Hello.
It's so good to be back, y'all. It feels like it's been forever since we've been here with you. We have a lot to talk about because today we're going to talk about the cool thing that we as fans got to do that most fans do not get to do. We went to the red carpet premiere of Star Trek Strange New Worlds in New York City. And it was amazing. Not only did we get to go to the premiere, but we got to work it on the other side as media. How many fans can say that? I don't know. Our lives have gone crazy. It's amazing. I don't know what's going on. Sabrina, pinch me.
Pinch.
Thank you. Ow. Not that hard next time. Thanks.
Okay.
So we just want to give you the rundown on the whole shebang, what it was like to be at a premiere, having from people who never get to experience this type of thing, and how cool it was. Let's start off with overall general thoughts about the evening. Who wants to go first?
I will.
Okay.
Well, I have done a lot of fun things in my life, but this had to be one of the best friggin' things I've ever done. And I'm telling you, that's a tall tale for me. That I had the best time ever.
That was a quick synopsis, overarching view. Very beautifully done and succinct. I love you, Sister Sabrina. Okay, Fran T., what about you, girl?
It was fabulous. It was just so fabulous that, it was like, it was surreal, great surreal. Just looking up and just can see people of Trek. Fantastic. I loved it.
Yeah, I loved it too. Yvette?
I was very proud. I think that's the word I feel. It was in my hometown. I got to, have you guys come to my hometown, and we really had a great time together. It was the four of us together. We haven't done that since we all went to your hometown of DC. So it was great. I mean, I felt really proud showing off my city, and I think we came out. The New York City fans came out, and we got a great show as usual. So just proud.
Yeah, I felt. Oh my God, I think surreal was a great word, like walking on air, like an out-of-body experience, I wasn't sure, I knew that I was saying appropriate words and doing the right things, but didn't really feel like it didn't sink in at first, but it was an amazing experience. It was so cool to be able to geek out in the best possible way, and geek out with not just this cool experience that we got to do, but geek out because all these other Trek fans were there. Mm-hmm. And that was just the best, to be able to share an experience with that with, all those hundreds of my closest Trek friends. Hundreds, whatever.
A few hundred of my closest friends.
New York people, all right.
Right, and people from all up and down the Eastern Seaboard.
Oh, right, yeah, a lot of people were there.
Our sister JD, she traveled from down here in the DMV, and Sci-Fi Sister for Life, JD, was the first person in line that day at that premiere. So a sister was trying to be up in the mix,
And my friend John X, he said he came from Jersey, but it took him 2.5 hours to get there. So don't ask me what part of Jersey he came from.
Probably South Jersey.
Him and his wife was there. So
people were traveling to get to this.
Yeah.
I think somebody from forgot where Rhea Papa, I can't remember her last name, but she came from, I think, the West Coast, maybe.
Oh,
There were
yeah.
some people, yeah. So there are a few people.
Yeah.
And I took a 8-hour train ride to get there. So
yeah, Eastern Seaboard. So
yeah, Eastern Seaboard was it.
Yeah, we were representing, you know.
Well, as we told Anson, we can get there. And we did.
And he said, when he saw us, "Oh, you made it." We said,
so
yes.
yeah, we're gonna get to that part. We're gonna get to that part. So I want to start with the getting to the red carpet, you know, like before the pre-red carpet, because for me, like, I didn't think I was nervous, kind of like on my wedding day, I didn't think I was nervous, but then I couldn't eat, you know, like, I mean, I didn't feel nervous except for like, I was like, if I eat, I'm going to throw up, you know, like, you know, and I kind of felt that way, you know, that in the morning before, I'm like, yeah, but it's whatever, it's another day. But then I did something that I haven't done in years, which is spent like 3 hours trying on outfits. You know, like, what am I going to wear? And
we had a fashion show at Yvette's house of Tamia's various outfits for the red carpet interviewing, and accompanied by most of my jewelry. And
yes, our Sabrina's jewelry. Because there was a lot to consider, you know, because, you know, because we knew that we weren't going to be going to look like, you know, super like posh and nice. We were, you know, but that wasn't our function. You know, we weren't going to be able to walk in and walk down a carpet and go sit down. No, we were going to be standing for hours, you know, or however long it took to do this job. So you wanted to look good and represent, because we're the Sci-Fi Sistas and it's a red carpet. So, you know, we got to look good, you know, but got to be comfortable too.
Well, some of us that had to travel to New York had to get our outfits together before we got there.
I traveled to New York.
That's what you had, that big purple suitcase full of various outfits.
Damn Skippy, I did. That's right.
Thank God you had the biggest room.
That's right. That's right. As it should be.
I had a friend ask me if we were to go on a cosplay on the red carpet. I'm like, no, we're not going to do that.
I was going to.
Be,
that's right. You were.
I was, but then I thought better.
Well, you know, I think it was really, that was the whole thing. I mean, we've been to premieres. All of us have been to the premieres before.
I have not.
Okay. All right. I have not been to a TV series premiere. As I said before, I've been to the movie premieres back in the day. But this was different because, you know, Mackenzie, our friend Mackenzie.
If you're listening.
And we know you are. We love you, Mackenzie. She got us that spot on the red carpet. And we said, oh, yeah, sure. And then we got off the Zoom tape and we just went, what did we just do? What did we just say we were going to do? We're podcasters, we're not reporters. So
we don't have microphones. Like, what? Wait, what do we do?
What are we doing? So it was very nerve-wracking to, you know, be a fan and be New York glam and be a reporter and, you know, act like we knew what was going on without like just totally fangirling and going crazy. But I think we made it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I think so too.
We get dressed, and then what happened?
Fran, you want to talk about what Fran did too?
What did I do? What?
Yeah. No, the pre-show experience,
I stayed in the city at the hostel up on the Upper West Side, and my roommates one was from France, and the other one was from Argentina, and they both knew about Star Trek. You know, the one from France, she really knew about it. She was just so excited when she was here. She's like an independent film producer. And I told her she was so excited. She was like, oh, you do is, with the French accent, Star Trek, you do, that is so great. Oh, have a great time, and I'm grinning and stuff, and it was just so nice. She was just as happy as I was. This lady from France was just as happy as I was. And I knew that, what I was going to wear because I had a sweater that had the stars on it. And I had to do, there was twofold, traveling the stars and we're going to see stars. I'm like, okay, star sweater, you're up. And I caught the subway, and of course, y'all can say what you want to say about New Yorkers, but in my experiences of going to New York, and I know this may not be normal, they've always been really nice to me when I ask questions, help me with my suitcases. I am telling y'all, I have only been treated nice by them and offered to help. And every time I've gone to New York, that has been help. I haven't run into the rude New Yorkers, the stereotypical, as they say, rude New Yorkers, ever, anytime. I don't know if it's because my age, they're so nice to me and pleasant, but they are so nice to me. And thank you, New York. I really appreciate it. The helping, the bags, everything. It's great. So I got off the subway and asked the guy, okay, where's the movie? He was like, okay, up the street, but you got to cross the street. And, I stopped at a COVID thing, and he said, up the street, about 2 blocks, go across the street. I'm like, okay, thank you.
That is so New York directions. He didn't tell you a street name, a street number. He said, go by that Starbucks, turn the corner, and there's a fried chicken place right there, 2 blocks up from that.
Up that, you got to cross the street.
Across from that building.
Yes. That's what he did. And I'm like, thank you. So I walk up, because I'm by myself and everything, and I see this line. I'm like, that's it. I saw the movie thing first, and I'm like, that's it. The line was there and everything. And the first person I saw when I got there, we greeted, and hey, I saw JD. I haven't seen JD in so long. It was like, I was so glad to see her. I was so glad to see JD.
Yeah.
So, and glad to stand out there with our fellow fans too.
Yeah, that was really cool. I can tell you that we took a car, me and Yvette and Sabrina took a car from Yvette's house into the city.
We didn't want to put Yvette through driving down and driving back because we knew it was going to be a long day.
Yeah, it's the best car service in the city.
BKM Car Service.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're awesome. And so it was like during that ride, I started to feel some nerves.
Yeah, well, we're like in an Escalade, dressed up, and we're going to go do a red carpet. Yeah, now's the time to get nervous.
Yeah. I mean, that's when I started to feel recognizable nerves. So our driver, who is the best, Augustine feels like this is going to be hilarious if instead of dropping us off at the entrance where the press is supposed to get off on the side, he decides to pull up right in front of the line in the front of the theater where all the fans are and let us out right there like we are celebrities ourselves. I mean, it was hilarious and embarrassing, and and especially because it was a bunch of our friends who were in line. Like, we knew everybody in that line, and everybody goes, yay! It just erupted.
We're looking in to see who is coming in this black car, and we get out. Hey guys.
Just us, like, calm down. Like, it was so funny. And they were like, oh, you guys are so she now, because of course all of our friends had watched that interview with Anson Mount, and so they knew what the deal was, But it was awesome.
Augustine out.
What are you doing?
Go around to the side. He was like, oh, no. I've done premieres before. We don't go to the side.
He's like, I'm dropping you ladies off up front where you belong.
Right here.
It was so funny.
Oh, my God. So we finally get into the theater, and we're greeted by one of the best security guards ever, whose name I can't remember, but PSI Security. And the sister turned out to be a real Trekkie.
Big time.
Oh, she was loving the whole day.
Monique, right?
Monique, if it's you, I hope you're listening. We know you are. And Fran does like the nicest thing I have seen. Go ahead, Fran. Take it from there.
Okay, y'all know I got all kinds of insignia pins, the Delta pins. I had 2 of them on, right? And she was like, I don't have anything Star Trek-y and everything. So I gave her one of mine. It was no big deal to me because I have more at home. I had more at home. So, and it looked really good on her lapel.
She was so happy.
She
You made her
was
so happy.
beautiful and so official in her suit. And then she put that Delta on, and it was just bam. And she was beaming.
Wasn't she?
And she is such a dear. Like, it was so cool to share this moment with her. Like not only from the fact that, we met another Trek fan, but the fact that we are Black women in this fandom, and she is of our age with us, and for her to find companionship with us, and for us to find companionship with her in this moment where we were feeling like fish out of water in so many ways, to have this steadiness of this grounding of like, okay, we can touch base with her and we can feel all right. It meant a lot to me too. It was a beautiful moment.
She's going to take care of us.
Right. That's what I felt protected, like we had a guardian angel with us, basically.
She was telling us where to go, where to stand.
She knew, she was in charge of all of that. So it was nice to have her. She kind of calmed all of our nerves a little.
Yeah. Such a kindred spirit she was.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So then we get in the theater, and we had to wait for a while before they let us up to where the actual red carpet was. And so we're waiting out there, and that's where we got to meet the guys from TrekCore and the gals from TrekMovie.com. And they were so wonderful to us. We were all waiting in line together. We talked about, how do we do this thing? We don't know what we're doing. And they're like, we're just fans. What we do is talk about this stuff. We don't talk to these people all the time. Something we do if we're lucky, but, but it's a one-on-one, conversation. How do we do this? So, they have equipment and gear, and all these other press people started coming in with the tripod and the lights and their the whole film cameras and checking
action camera.
We're like, I have a phone.
Yvette has the speaker,
right?
The microphone. I think
it was intimidating because it's a long hallway and it's got velvet ropes, and they lead us in.
So now we're upstairs, right? So now we're not in line. We're upstairs. We get up to the floor. What do you see, Sabrina?
Yeah, it's this long corridor with they had the whole wall art with all this Strange New Worlds on it, and the red velvet. The velvet rope, and we're looking down at the floor because they've got positions for each one of the media outlets. And so we don't even know what we're doing. So we're looking down at the floor. We're reading, CBS Media, BET. We're reading entertainment, E! Entertainment. And then we see the Sci-Fi Sisters. We're like,
there we are.
It was so funny.
And it was cool because we were right in between our friends from TrekMovie.com and TrekCore. So it's, again, we felt like, I felt protected, and there's oh, okay, universe is looking out for me because we got put in a place of safety with people that we were comfortable with, that we could ask them questions and stuff, and
Yeah, so that was great. Thank you both outlets for helping us and making us not look quite so, I don't know what this fish is doing out of the water, but here they are.
Fangirls.
Wow, I know. So then it starts, we're waiting, and, we're in the shoes, and we're trying to stand up straight and be ready. And they gave us the little crib sheets, they gave us the sheets with all the little headshots of everybody so we would know who these people are. And then they had another PR person that had the placard that had the name of the execs, the suits. They came down the hall first, and so all the suits come down. And I'm telling you, All right, you know you're in New York because these men had on some suits. They're the reason why they're called the suits.
Yeah, them suits was, everybody had a good suit.
Wow.
Everybody had a great suit. And so like the suits in this case were Trevor Roth, Alex Kurtzman,
oh my God,
and Henry Alonzo Myers. Those are like the suits that we got to speak to.
Bing, bing, and bing.
I mean, we couldn't believe, because I was like, first I was like, who? And I was like, oh, and Trevor Roth was our very first interview. And I was
he was delightful.
He was. They were also happy. They were so happy to talk to all of us. It was just like they just wanted to talk about Strange New Worlds. Finally, they were like there, and they were going to give us the whole skinny. Great.
So the way that we did it, we had, because it was a really tight, cramped space. So not all, we had planned on having like each one of us being able to ask questions to people, but we couldn't all fit up there. So what we did was, like, I was up front with my phone, and Yvette was behind me with her phone, and she was taking video, and I was recording audio, and I would point the microphone of my phone at people as I was like to try to get their answers. And we got some good audio, like, so, you know, it came out, you know, really good. And Sabrina and Fran were in the background, and they were capturing pictures and stills of people as they were coming down the red carpet. And of course, like, interjecting questions when we could get it in, you know. So that's how we tried to finagle all four of us being in that little tight space to do this job. You know?
I was selfie photo bombing. That's what I was doing. I got some really good selfie photo bombs, man. I mean, it was just really crazy. Until the PSI guard told me I had to get behind the velvet rope, please.
He told both of us that. Remember,
yes.
He said,
yes, he shooed us back.
Yeah, and we were like, okay, we here, we got you, no problem. We'll stay behind the velvet rope, and we won't get in the way. Thank you, you got it.
We got a little excited.
So Trevor Roth was our first interview, and then we couldn't believe it. We got Alex Kurtzman like right after that, and he was excited to talk to us. That was what floored me. You know, he was excited as all get out to talk to us.
And he had on some fierce shoes.
I'm telling you.
Alex Kurtzman, if you're listening,
and we know
you are.
Those shoes were on point, brother.
Oh my God.
I wanted to take them off your feet.
Yeah, I was like, I could wear those.
I could wear those too.
Me too.
And then we got to talk to the new kid on the block, Henry Alonzo Myers.
Yeah, he was so excited to be there.
That was an excited man.
He was grinning from ear to ear.
And I was talking to him about, you know, because he was one of the producers and writers on The Magicians for so many years. And I loved that show. You know, I really that was one of my, not guilty pleasure. It's kind of a guilty pleasure show, but you know, the other side of me, I love my Trek and I love my sci-fi, but I also love my fantasy, pretty hardcore. And so I really loved that show because they addressed a lot of stuff on that show, you know, because it was a really good interview talking about how they addressed so many different issues on The Magicians, which was dope. And then
the stars came out. It was like, oh my God. You know, we've been building this up. Well, actually, this all happened really very fast because we did the Anson interview on the 18th and then said to him, yes, Anson, we're coming to New York. You know, hey, Captain Pike says you're coming to New York. You say, yes, sir. So we get down to New York. We're there the next week. You know, we really barely had any time to really kind of think about it. But then next thing you know, there's Anson coming down the hallway, you know, and that suit he had on.
Oh.
Wait, are we skipping?
Yeah.
Who we skipping?
Everybody.
Anson was. I'm going right to Anson.
At the end. He was
Anson, if you're listening, I'm going to skip right to you. But go ahead. What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about. We got to meet Dr. Mbenga himself.
That's right.
He was next.
Yes.
Oh, he was next.
Babs or Lusa McCoon?
Alusa McCoon.
Alusa McCoon.
Alusa McCoon.
It's the coolest name in the world. Oh my God. And he's the coolest dude in the world.
Yes.
This brother is a Brazilian jiu-jitsu champion. Come on. He came down, his suit was fierce.
Wow.
Yes.
It was the fit of the suit.
Yes.
Oh my God.
Very
The
European.
suit fit him like it was custom made while he was standing there.
Right.
They just put the material on and made the suit for the man.
Right.
Sold him into the suit.
Right.
Right. The brother, and he was, wow, what a joy it was to talk to him. He's got a presence. There's a lot of, there's some gravitas to this man.
Yeah. And his voice. Ooh.
Yeah, y'all, you hear me now. It was a little difficult to control myself. It was just a smidge difficult now. The brothers of Trek are giving me some fever.
Calm down. Whoa.
Right, calm down now.
Calm down.
Come on, you got this. You got this. Keep going.
I hugged David Ajala. I didn't want to let go.
Now it's Babs.
Okay, now it's Babs. I'm sorry. Like, it's too much. Okay. All right. I'm good. I'm cool, y'all. I'm cool.
She's back.
And then we had the pleasure of speaking with Christina Chong.
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
And how we got to speak to Christina Chong was the sister came up to us because it had gotten a bit crowded by then. And the sister came up to us and she said, "Are y'all only talking to Black people?" And we were like, "Oh, no." She said, "I have Christina Chong. She's Asian." We're like, "Oh, bring her over. She brought her over. It was amazing when she did that. Because Tamia's face was like, no, yeah, okay, yeah, of course.
Equal opportunity podcast.
Yes, we're talking to everybody. She didn't know.
At least she asked.
I guess she saw us hanging with Babs for so long. She probably thought they only want to talk to
that was
Black
it,
people.
right?
Yeah, that was it. But she was delightful, and not knowing her at all, really just seeing her in a couple of clips that we've seen for all the promos, and then we are screeners, so we saw a few episodes before we got to this. And she has such a stern character that she comes out and she was such a delight. I just was like, oh my God, she's my new favorite person.
Yeah.
She was so happy to be there. And I love that. She was just like, she looked beautiful in that red. And I love that she wore red because she is half Chinese and that is so significant, But it seemed like she just opened up to us. Mm-hmm. I mean, she came to us, Sci-Fi Sisters, she complimented us. And I just, she was just so happy to be there. And I love that. She was as happy as we were to be there.
Yeah, she didn't look like she was like, okay, today's assignment is I got to do press for blah, blah, blah. No, she was just, they all were though. I mean, I have been on red carpet. I did one other red carpet before as another thing. And it was, pretty much turn there, hey, turn here, like, hey, can we get a picture? Yeah. And they just walk out, This was not that at all. Everybody was, and it made it such a joy. And I think that's what's really calmed our nerves. And once you got the first interviews under your belt, to me and Yvette, you guys we were like, yeah, come on, okay, who's next?
After Kurtzman, I mean, because I was like, okay, make sure I get this right. And then it turned out to be lovely, and then the way they came over to us, a lot of them, that was the thing that I was just like, wow, we're not the fish out of water. We're not,
Well, We were the only Black females on that whole line. I just
We
want to
were.
point that
We
out.
were.
So
Oh,
I
we
think
were.
they were like,
Right.
these girls, they must be the Sci-Fi. I said, no. But I think they were very happy to see
Yeah.
that,
Well, that's what I
we
got.
made the effort to get to that premiere and to be in that room with all those suits that we were representing.
Oh, yeah.
And they were like,
Right.
oh my God, do you guys like this show? We're like, yes,
Yeah.
we like this show.
And I think that, we were the only Black women out there, but like they were just, I think that they were genuinely jazzed, to talk to us, and like not because you could tell, like not because they felt like they should,
No,
because we are the Black women on the carpet, no, but because, they have some genuine interest in, in a fan-based show and a fan-based show of women of color, Black women, perspective. Like they were, Alex Kurtzman and Henry Alonzo Myers were so geeked out to talk to us.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
genuinely, it was very genuine.
And they stayed with us just as long, if not longer, than they stayed with other people.
I think they really wanted to hear what we thought about the show, especially because of all the talk about why this show and the talk about, what's going on with Discovery. And, here we were, they're like, what do you four Black women think of this show? I mean, do you get what we're trying to do? And we were like, oh, we so get it. We are like, yes, we love this show. And I think they really wanted to hear it from us because they knew we were fans.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And Christina just really embodied that openness and that genuine spirit. And she's got a new fan in me because, and it's hard for somebody, in a cast that is playing a new character. Like she's one of the few ones whose character is brand new,
Right.
So fans don't know anything about this character, and like they're all goo goo gaga over the legacy characters, but now she's really given us something to chew on with the Soong woman, I mean, and she's given us a lot to chew on with her. And like, and she did it like every scene she's in, she's doing the damn thing, so I'm really impressed by her. And now I'm really delighted to have met her because she's got a new fan in me because she was wonderful.
Aren't we doing lunch?
So we're
doing lunch.
What you said.
But then after her, I mean, see, like, it was just like, people ask, like, how was it? And I'm like, it was just so amazing because every moment of this day and getting up to this day was amazing. And then I would never think, like, how can I top this? Or how can I top? It just kept being more amazing, because then after Christina, she gives us such a warm welcome. Here comes our gal, Celia Rose Gooding.
Oh, Lord. That girl right there. So Yvette, just backstory for y'all. Like Yvette and I met Celia Rose Gooding at Mission Chicago, Star Trek Mission Chicago. And we went up to her line, while she was autographing, and we just introduced ourselves. We talked, we gave her a card, we gave her a Sci-Fi Sistas button and stuff. And she was so warm and so engaging and did not want to let us go at that time. And we had good sister conversation, right, Yvette? Yes, a very good one. I think we just talked to her. We did that a lot. We just kind of fell into this conversation about things that affect us as Black women. And it was just so natural. And the fact, I think that she just felt so seen as who she is, as an actress trying to portray this legendary character. And I think she appreciated it. And we just treated her as the young sister that she is, and how, we will be there for you. To me, I said that to a lot of the actors and that we saw there, and they appreciated that. And the minute we gave her a card, oh my God, she was like, this, that our brand, is something that when Black people see it, it's different than when white people see it. I mean, white people see it and go, this is awesome. But when Black people see it, they have a visceral type of reaction.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Some people will tear up me and Tamia definitely have seen that happen. And it could be a star, or it could have been just a regular sis or brother that we met, So that was the kind of conversation we had with her, and we knew the connection was there when we left. A friend of ours was watching us from another table. Was it David? I think it was David, right?
David Gregory.
David Gregory was somebody else's table, and he was watching our interaction. And he told us that when we left, she was still grinning and holding on to that card and watching us walk away,
And can I
with
just
a big smile on her face?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And can I just interject something right there? Because we're talking about the power of the image that is our logo, right? And it's a really powerful image. And I still get jazzed when I see it all the time. Like and the reason, and that logo came from the mind of the incredible artist, Dina Massenberg.
Yes.
And I want to give Dina a big shout out. Now, she's my girl. Now, I'm going to do like full disclosure. That's my ace boom coon, like she's my ride or die. But she is super talented in everything she touches. But that logo, we gave her an overriding idea of what we wanted, and we gave her the images, and she came up with that logo, and man, did she do the thing, so I just want to give credit where credit is due, and I will forever shout her out, that if anybody loves or tries to appropriate that logo you are wearing or using or loving on Dina Massenberg's work, and she is a sister of impeccable, incredible skill, and she's an amazing human being. So going back to Celia, we get to see Celia on the red carpet. And we're going to play this for you guys because we can't do it justice. But the moment we got to see her and when she saw us was just an explosion. And everybody in the interviews around us was giving us dirty looks because we were loud as hell.
We were so loud.
And I'm talking, we were all loud together. Celia saw us and she was like, it's great. So we're going to definitely...
Her face lit up. Her eyes got bigger. It was just amazing. She says, "Oh, we're going right back," and it was just. I'm sorry. I am so sorry, but that's how it was when we were there.
This is true. That's how it was.
Because people on both sides of us was looking at, and even some of the people on the carpet was like, "Oh, well, what's going on over there?" So yeah.
Reunion.
Reunion. You can hear us on other people's interviews at that moment. So, and that was another phenomenal conversation. I'm just going to leave it at that because you're about to listen to it.
Hi, Celia. Hi. I'm so good. It's so good to see you all. I'm so glad you're here. Oh, thank you. I got one. It's so good to see you. Look gorgeous. Thank you. Gorgeous. This is amazing. This whole thing, just a little run to the post office look. Just a thing. Just something to go grab a cup of sugar, a stick of butter. My do-rag. Yes. I almost wore it on the carpet. I was like, you know what? Next time. We'll slowly bring the culture every day.
Girl, we have now seen advanced screeners, and all we got to do is say, Madam, you're doing the thing, girl. You're doing the thing. We love her. We love her, and we love what you're doing. I love you speaking out so fiercely about the hair.
Yeah, because I mean, like, my thing is, this is now the time. I am so ready to be a part of representation of just women, black women, showing up as we are, and not feeling a need to adorn and conform and all that wild stuff. No, none of it.
Thank you so much for being that voice. There's so many out there who don't have it like that. You don't have the gumption or the support to be that free.
And that's the thing. I have the support, and so now that I have the support, I know I can do whatever I want.
Yes, ma'am, you can. Thank you. Yes, ma'am. Okay, so Sabrina will be so mad with me if I don't ask this question.
Let's go. What's up, Sabrina?
Ask her the question.
The question that I had was about whether you like being on the series better, or did you like the immediate gratification that you got on Broadway?
Oh goodness, I love immediate gratification. I am of my generation, but I think I like this more because the thing about a TV show is that it is forever. And so I will always have an opportunity for my family and for future generations to look back and say, this is what she did. And I don't have to like bootleg it on YouTube. No, it'll be on Paramount Plus forever. And I will have an opportunity to look back and memorialize this moment. So I love the instant gratification of Broadway, but the permanence of serialized television is something that I am so incredibly grateful for.
Girl, we love you. We're so glad you're on our serial television.
And I'm so glad to be here for y'all, because y'all, listen, this is for us.
Look, and we can't wait. We got to get you on the show.
I can't wait. Listen,
long conversation.
A long overdue conversation about what's about coming. Because there's, even season 2, there's a whole bunch of stuff coming that I cannot wait for y'all to see. But we'll talk about it when we get to talk about it.
All right, that's what I'm talking about.
I love you all so much. Thank you. It means the moon to me to have y'all here.
Just keep stepping into that power, sis.
I have nothing but support to do so.
That's
so
right.
I hope to do y'all justice. Love
you. Enjoy yourself.
I will.
And then after that wonderful conversation, here comes Nurse Chapel, the gorgeous and elegant Jess Bush. And wow, did she make an impression on us, right?
Oh, man. I tell you, the Star Trek women were not playing when they said, it's time for red carpet. I have seen fashion, but they would dress like this was LA time, or I don't know, Hollywood. It was all up there. New York, Hollywood, whatever. But they were gorgeous, and they would look, makeup, hair, shoes. Oh my God.
I forgot to talk about Celia's dress. Celia looked like
the ostrich feathered,
like
deep
floating. Oh my gosh, she literally floated down. You talk about dress. You guys have to watch. You guys have to go to our YouTube channel and watch the footage of the actual interview, because talking about it is not going to do it justice.
Not at all.
Yeah. And Jess looked amazing. And Jess was like, she was another one who was so sweet and kind and lovely. And I mean, just a joy to talk to.
With a cool accent.
Yeah, super cool accent. Yeah.
I love how, people sound so different from what you see them on the show. And it's, and even Babs, he has his voice is different from what he talks like, how he talks on the show. It was just so fun to see the real person, and they were so excited. So as my accent comes out, when I get really excited, you heard extra accents, because they were all just so jazzed to be there, and just it was so much fun.
Yeah.
Does she have an accent? And I know I've seen the 4 episodes, but she doesn't have an accent on the show, does she?
No, she's doing straight. No, she's doing
straight
English.
American. American English.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nailing it. They all can nail it. We're the ones that can't go the other way.
So, Yvette, do you want to talk about the next one? Because,
Was it my girl?
It's your girl.
Oh, so we missed her the first time. And I was so depressed. And I was like, she's back. And Tamia just kind of, I don't know if you grabbed at her.
No.
Or you grabbed, I saw you lean in and go, Rebecca.
Yes. And I did the professional shout over the line, like, pay attention to me, because I had learned from our folks at TrekCore and TrekMovie.com, be aggressive, get their attention. And it worked.
Yes. So she did come over because somebody was pulling her another way. But
they were about to go take the cast picture.
Right. But she said, she decided, nope. She came straight to us. Mm-hmm. It was a short interview, but it's still, she is she's number 2 on the call sheet probably. Yep. So she came right over. She looked stunning as usual. That dress
homage to Trek, it was beautiful.
All of the colors, the red, the gold, and the blue.
And there was abstract deltas.
Yes.
The dress was sequins and longer little shiny things, right?
Right. I didn't even see that until I saw a picture of it.
Right.
But seeing it up close, it was still stunning up close. Mm-hmm. But afterwards, when we saw pictures, I was like, oh, wow, look at that. But she was very gracious. And I think we were both a little starstruck.
Yeah.
We fumbled a little bit, but
I definitely fumbled because I was trying to ask her about the librarians, and I said the magicians, and oh my God, I felt so bad. I was like, duh.
she rolled right with it.
She sure did.
Just
she
rolled
sure
right
did.
with it. She was like, it's okay, you know. But it was just great seeing her and having her, you know. But you'll see it on if you go to the YouTube channel, our YouTube post, you'll see that interview. But yeah, I was geeking out. My face was hurting from the smiling that I was doing because I definitely have a hardcore girl crush on Rebecca Romaine. I've always had it since not the magician, the librarian. That one was for you, Tamia. Right.
And she's gorgeous and she's tall and statuesque.
Mm-hmm.
So the dress fit her perfectly.
Yeah. There were legs everywhere.
Legs all the way up to my damn chest. Like. Oh yeah, it was awesome though. It was awesome. And and then of course, like, right after her, we had, number one, and then we got the captain, and what a reunion, right, Fran?
Yes. Talk about
face.
Was that like the third time?
That's my man crush. Anson Mount is my man crush.
Yes.
And I must say that suit he had on, it was beautiful. He's such a nice guy. And I got kissed the third time he's kissed me.
Fran wins the day. It was
my
it
gosh.
was a thing. Everybody's like, who are these Sci-Fi sisters? Who are these?
Right? You should have saw the looks of everybody around us. They're just, they look like little, when dogs are like confused, they got that head tilt. Everybody was like, what?
Because here's the deal. Here's the star of the show.
Our first time there on the phone,
the star of the show comes up and is like, hey, you guys made it. And everybody's like, wait, who? Wait, what? Wait, what's going on? Anson Mount. Like, we don't really, but we kind of do. Like, so it's because of him that we are here.
It's all because of Anson. So, all because of Fran asked the question. That's what it was.
Yeah.
But Anson and Mackenzie got it together, though. Really.
They?
Oh, my God.
Real fast.
He was so glad that we made it there. He really was happy. And even the woman downstairs when they gave us our press passes, Leigh.
Oh, Leigh, yes.
Leigh.
I forgot about Leigh.
We didn't really forget about you, but we did forget to shout you out because you were amazing to us as well. Thank you so much. You went above and beyond for us. And
she said, Anson's going to be so happy that you made it. We were like...
Again, people behind us are going, what?
There's a lot of these looks like, what is up with these chicks? Like, what?
They got cell phones and no lights, no mics. And everybody's looking for them. What the hell?
And we've never seen these chicks before.
Never on any red carpet, nor probably ever again, because
right.
I think we'll be seen there again. Might be in California. But
oh my God. Bucket list fan thing that we did here,
Right.
Like, what are we doing? But Leigh was got us our press passes downstairs. But yeah, Anson was just so charming. And I have to say, I have a friend too that knows nothing about Star Trek. Angeline, if you're listening, and I know you aren't, because she doesn't listen to all of our podcasts. But she loves us and she's so excited. She knew everything about this weekend. She was telling strangers in Walgreens that we were doing this show. Angela, if you are listening, thank you, girl. I love you. You're my ride or die. And and now she said, actually, this woman has not watched any Star Trek at all. She said, if you want to share your screen, because she's not going to buy Paramount Plus. She conceded to Sunday watching the first episode because, as she said to me, "Ooh, that Anson Mount is one handsome-looking white man." She's now got a thing for Anson, and she calls him Anson. I said, "Are you talking about my Anson Mount?" She's like, "Yeah, Anson."
Wait a minute.
Anson. Oh, don't even stop. Okay. All right.
Okay, let me tell you, we're not going to do this. First of all, no airing, no dirty laundry out in front of everybody, y'all. We're going to keep it behind podcast doors. We're keeping it behind podcast doors. That's enough of that.
Wow.
Second of all,
we know
Anson,
Fran.
Anson, if you're listening, let me know
we know you are.
You are.
We love you so much, and we thank you so much. I mean, we're going to do it, and we're going to keep thanking you and keep thanking you because it was such a cool thing. It was such a cool ass night. It was just amazing. Yeah.
It really was.
Yeah.
All right, and then what happened?
and then some people, some PR people like said, "Hey, we've got Ethan Peck," and Ethan Peck and I looked at each other because he was walking one direction and we were shutting down, and we looked at each other like, "Oh, okay,
two deer caught in the headlights." That's just how they look. Both of them.
We're gonna do this. And your girl here forgot her questions and like had to fumble around for a minute. Like, what? I had a question for him. What was it? You know.
And he was looking so dapper too. I mean,
oh my God!
Wow, the black tie on the black shirt on the black suit with the
black shoes.
Whoa,
shoes! There were some shoes in that building.
I have to say that his voice in person literally made me melt, and that might have been a little bit why I couldn't get my together.
Yeah, it could have been.
You know?
Could have been.
It could have been a little bit why, because
he is a handsome man.
That's a goddamn bedroom voice.
You know what, girl? Stop.
And he sounds like his grandfather, guys.
He sounds just like his grandfather.
Sounds like his grandfather. Yeah. His grandfather's Gregory Peck, for you youngsters who don't know. Google Gregory Peck.
That's true. There might be some out there who don't know.
Who don't know Gregory.
They ain't got to be young to not know, though.
Because that's a different generation. Yeah. You know, so
that was a fine man too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. He looks like him too. But Ethan has been
just call this show the Good Looking White Man Show. Like white men who actually really are good looking. Like not like there's not not like there's not some. You know what I'm saying?
Dig yourself out, Tamia. Dig yourself out.
It's late. I'm not even gonna apologize for it. It's late.
Yeah, and you don't need to. You was fine.
I said what I said. Y'all heard it.
That's it. You said what you said.
It was something. It is a good looking cast though. That whole cast is just really.
It is.
Well, you know, and then we had because we had the last interview of the night was one of my favorites, and that was Melissa Navia.
Oh yes, and we say I won't say the best, but definitely one of the best for last, because she just blew me away. Yeah, she blew me away. I just loved her.
Another one
who
character.
Was so joy. Yeah. Well, Fran said that character is a legacy character too, right? Didn't you, Fran?
Oh
no, I didn't.
Ortegas?
I thought Ortegas was listed somewhere.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Not that I know of.
Okay, I thought someone had said that Ortegas was actually a character. So I'm not. I thought it was Fran who said it, but
okay. If somebody knows, please send us a message in to SyFySisters.com. Send us an email.
I'm gonna have to Google that again. So I love the thing that I remember most about her interview is I think Tamia asked. They started talking about soldiers.
Yeah.
And she said that she had played a lot of soldiers. She's even been in an industrial film, which are like recruiting films or something like that for the military, or training films that they use for military. And Tamia acknowledged that I was a veteran. And she spoke to me, even though I was holding the camera, and that, you know, it was weird because I was supposed to be, not like that third wall, just, videotaping her, and she was speaking to me, and it made, because she does empower a lot of the qualities. Like I think I told Tamia that she reminds me of so many Latina soldiers that I have served with, some badass women that I have been through a lot of muck with, and she reminds me of them, and always felt really good about playing those kind of characters. And I just loved it. I just loved the conversation, and her enthusiasm, and the way she explained about how she learned how to fly the ship. She took it really seriously. And for a fan, that is, and she's the pilot. So, we all love the pilots of the ships. And she got it. She really understood how important, the pilot is, especially of the Enterprise, so.
And what stood out to me was she said that she was able to wear her hair like she wanted to.
Yeah.
I love that part when she said, you go for a part, you got to look a certain way. She said, but I can wear my hair like this. I can wear my hair the way I want to.
Well,
it's mine.
Yeah, and you know what was so cool about that part of the conversation was the fact that, like, we talk about, as Black women, we talk about our hair and how we wear it all the time, because it is a political issue. It's a personal issue, and it's also a political statement all the time. Right. And so to be able to have that hair conversation with somebody else from a different perspective and a different culture was really wonderful, because you saw how empowering it was for her. She said this is the first time that she felt like she got that haircut and she felt like it was her. For the first time, she felt like truly herself, like with her hair, and that was really powerful. Like, we had a moment, y'all, out on this red carpet, and we can't wait to get her on the show, to have like more conversations. I mean, she was the bomb. Like, I'm a fan of this whole cast, and especially these actresses that I haven't met yet. I mean, that I'm new to meeting. I'm really a fan of all three of them. Jess and Christina and Melissa, because they were just all so wonderful and gracious. And, I wish nothing but the best for them, because I don't think they know what's going to happen to them now that they're part of the Trek world. Like, their lives are literally never going to be the same, and we're never going to let them go. Like, you got to do something real, real stupid to get a Trek love,
I don't think we've pushed anybody out, have we? We haven't. We've
pushed a couple out before, but we're not going to go into that right now.
Okay, a different podcast.
Yeah.
So, a private podcast. So that was the end of the red carpet, or
that was the red carpet. Yeah, and then we got to see the. Go ahead, Sabrina.
Then we got to rest our feet. We got to sit down.
Yeah, we got to sit down.
Our dogs were barking.
Free popcorn and free soda.
Yeah.
Yeah, which was awesome. And go watch the first episode, and what we thought we were going to get the first episode, and watch it with a bunch of fans.
And there was so many people that they had to use, 6 different theaters. So we all got into different places.
There were like three theaters.
Oh my God.
I think it was only two.
It was only two.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay. I got excited.
Whatever. There was 10 theaters. They put us in 10 theaters.
10 theaters, yeah, man.
So many Trek fans out there.
And some of the stars sat and watched the movie and watched the episodes with us. So they had them all in one theater, all lined up. So somebody sat next to one star, and it was really cool. I mean, it was just really nice.
Ed, our buddy Ed. Oh, what's Ed's last name? O'Connell. Yep.
Who did he get to sit next to? Anson? Oh, wow. That's cool.
I don't remember. He was right next to somebody, and he was not next to. He was like right behind somebody. It was really cool. Like he was in the theater with the all of the stars.
So it was really fun, and it was really great to just. I loved the part when Celia came on as a horror, and the whole room just went crazy. Like,
yes, like that was like there were a couple of times when the whole room like kind of like everybody was like, oh, yay, or had like communal reactions and let it out. Like when we first heard, space.
Everyone lost it.
But really when Celia came on as Uhura, we all lost it because there were a lot of sisters in that audience. Let me tell you, sisters around the country, if you think that you are the only one, let me tell you are not. You have a tribe. And there was a lot of us in that theater and we lost our little collective minds.
Yes, we did.
She touched that little earpiece and we just
oh my God.
That's where everybody fell out. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I was done. I was too through. Every time I've seen it like 5 times now. Every time I see it, I'm still like, ah! And then they showed us not just one, but they showed us 2 episodes. They went right into episode 2, like no pause. We were all like, you had heard people starting to get up from their seats and stuff, and it was like, dun, 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 and we were like, oh, smack, okay, we got another one. So that was cool, And then I'm rushing through this part because we have a lot to get through, and then we get to after the episodes, everybody claps and everybody's happy, and we get out there, and it's like Star Trek party out in the movie theater, right?
Everybody's in cosplay. I mean, they were just like, it's a great costume. I felt like we were on the cruise again.
Fran, what was your favorite part, Fran, after the premiere when we got out?
Oh, just seeing the other Trekkies out there and the way, everybody was smiling and excited, and we were grinning from ear to ear, and we were like, oh, this is so fantastic. And people taking pictures together, and it was just wonderful. And you go up to somebody, can I take a picture? Yes, sure, come on, take a picture. Yeah, let's take a picture. It was just, wow. It was, of course, it was fantastic.
It was
fantabulous, as I say sometimes.
Yvette, what was your favorite part afterwards?
Oh, I got this. Those are my people. That's my tribe. That's the New York City away team, the meetup, my ship. It was awesome. Because we've been waiting. COVID shut down everything. The last time we had anything really big was the meetup. We had a big Picard premiere at one of the places we used to be at, Stone Creek, and we had the greatest party. I mean, people, we jammed that place up. We watched it. It was wonderful. And then, maybe a month and a half later, COVID hit. And it shut down everything. And this was definitely the first time we actually all got together to watch a premiere again. So it was a lot for us. We all, it was emotional for us, because we had been talking about it a while. So it was great, because I got to see my people again. I mean, we see each other on the video, but hanging out as a group, everybody, because everybody was there. I don't think anybody stayed home. So it was great. It really was.
That's awesome.
So New York meetup and everybody, they actually got a little special. They had the ticket. They got the premiere ticket because they have a relationship with.
Yeah. So New York City meetup, which is Darlena Blander, and then New York City away team, which is Michael Nguyen. They both head those particular groups. So they have a relationship with Paramount and CBS because they've been doing this for so long that every time they do something in New York, they make sure that they know about it and they can, because they're the ones who can get it out to the fans, quicker than anybody else. So yeah,
they did their job. Everybody was there. It was so much fun.
And you know what I loved? I loved after the movie, after the premiere got out, that they had the fan reaction and feedback station, and they were actually videoing and filming, interviewing and filming the fan feedback. So that was really cool because
fun.
and that was a long line too. They had
Jamal made it. he got on the clip that's going around the CBS clip. I saw Jamal, Mark, everybody was in there. I mean, it was just so much fun. I mean, it just didn't stop. It just didn't stop. It was wonderful. Yeah.
And then, y'all, our night it got even better because
surreal, the most surreal.
Oh my God, probably the most surreal. Yeah, because we had invites to the VIP after party for this premiere. And yeah, exactly, Sabrina. Go ahead. Just go with that.
I'm still stupid. It was like I was babbling as we were going over there, and it was just crazy. And so we get in there, and who's the first person you saw to me, and you couldn't even talk because you saw him and we missed him, and you saw the renowned physicist Michio Kaku in the elevator, and we're like, to me it's like, we're like, what?
Speak, woman, speak.
That's the kind of night it was.
I couldn't get it out. I could not get it out. I was literally like, and I'm never starstruck like that. Like, I'm very seldomly I've grown up around, like, meeting a lot of celebrities throughout my life, like, just my environment, And so I never thought that. I was just like, why is he here? Like, oh, okay, I get it. Like, it was just so random. And I was like, damn, I am in New York. Like this, like, randomness is the norm. And this is like, okay, it makes sense that he's at a Star Trek premiere, but like, could somebody have given me a heads up,
we go up to the 7th floor and the doors open.
Wait.
What?
You forgot about, we came to the building. And what did the doorman say? Or the security?
That was the guy that made us stand behind him. That was our guy friend that told us to get behind the red velvet, the velvet rope. And he's like, oh, the Sci-Fi sisters are here.
Oh.
And then I was the one with the dog face going, what?
Fran and I was spotted immediately. Yes. It's like, well, not these two.
And once we get upstairs and the elevator door opens, who is standing there, guys? Monique, the security lady, was there.
Yeah, that's right.
Yes.
She was there.
Mm-hmm. It was just, I mean, and they had... It was just a beautiful room. We were up on the 7th floor of the Museum of Design and Art. Right in the 9th floor, you could see all Columbus Circle, and it was just amazing. I mean, food, DJ, and get this, everybody! All these women that were wearing these incredible clothes on the red carpet went and changed into a second outfit that was just as incredible. I was just, okay, all right.
It was so cool. It was like we were at a fashion show, like, for real, because it was the height of fashion. You hear like all the executive producers and, and the people behind the scenes and the cast and the crew and whoever they brought. And it was this really elegant place. And, it was just like something that you would see, that you've seen in movies about, like, that looks like a really typical upscale New York party, right? Like models all over the place. Like, Jesus, there were so many damn models. I swear to God, you spin around and you're hitting a model, I mean, there were just models everywhere, there was a bunch of models in there. It's funny to me, but that's New York, right? That's the industry. And, and it was just like, everybody was dressed to the nines. It was just a really chic, elegant environment. Until the drinks started flowing, and and then people started to let their hair down a little bit. It was still chic and elegant, but then I started to see shoes come off, and people relaxing a little bit more, and the conversation getting louder. But I mean, it was a lot of fun.
It was.
It was really a lot of fun.
And we just started talking to people. I met the TV reviewer from Variety. He was like, I had a conversation with him for a while. We were talking about writing. And then I missed Jeffrey Fletcher, who won an Oscar for the screenplay Precious. I saw him walking back and forth. I couldn't figure out why he looked familiar to me. And I'm like, I look at the little sheet later with the headshots, and I'm like, oh, I didn't go up to him and say something to him. Oh my God. But these people were all in the room just having a party with the Star Trek crew. I'm like, what is going on?
It was really cool. And I forgot to say that we had accompanying us our good dear friend, Anne-Marie Siegel, who we love to pieces, who was like, she was our girl, and she was Johnny on the spot, man. And she was like, I've got the Sci-Fi Sistas cards. And like every time we said, hey, we're still the Sci-Fi Sistas, she was like, and a card.
We were working the VIP party.
I mean, that was awesome to share that experience with her, because she is so wonderful and so supportive of us, and always has been from the very, very beginning. So we love you, Anne-Marie.
Hey.
And don't forget that you guys, Sabrina met, oh my God, Bruce
Horrock.
Yeah, you guys had a great conversation.
We missed him on the red carpet, so we didn't get his interview on the red carpet. So yeah, tell us about that, Sabrina.
Oh my God! So his assistant, was standing next to me and Fran, but we didn't know that's who he was at the time, and he was being so nice and offering to take our pictures and all this stuff. And I was like, oh, this guy is so cool. And then I saw him at the party, and I'm like, oh, he's with Bruce, who plays Hemmer, the NR engineer. So I go over and I asked him my question. I wanted to know if he had been a fan of Enterprise before he got this part, or did he, have to bone up on it after he got the role? And he just goes, oh my God, I love Enterprise. And we were just geeking out on Enterprise together. I'm like, yes. And he goes, oh, when Trip died. I was like, oh yeah, it ripped my heart out. So he definitely knows Enterprise. And then I asked him my head scratcher. I didn't tell you guys this. I asked him my head scratcher, but I'm not going to go into it because it has to do with an episode that is not going to be aired when this goes on. So I'm going to save it. But I will tell you that. I'll tell you that later. But Bruce and I had a little conversation about something that happened in that cargo bay. So
yeah, and so he was a delight, and
he's
then
a sweetheart.
As we're about to leave, and we turn around, and there's Alex Kurtzman. Not Alex Kurtzman, excuse me, Akiva Goldsman. Mm-hmm. And we all are like collective, like Akiva.
Made him stop. He's like, what?
Yes, we made him stop. He was about to get on an elevator, like right in front of us, so we made him stop. And then he was delighted. He was so happy he talked to us. Like, he came back and he was like, yeah, let's talk, and he was so wonderful. He couldn't have been nicer and more gracious with his time. So we really appreciated meeting him. Yeah. And, and that, as they say, is that, like, after that, our night was done. Like, we were done.
Listen, geeking out with Akiva about when the day the earth stood still, that was my moment. That was it for me. I was so done, because he was like, oh, you understand? I was like, I saw that clip and I knew where you were going.
I saw Celia's mother was there.
Mm-hmm. That's right. Yes.
Yeah.
And she brought her to meet us.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I talked to them I talked to them upstairs on the 9th floor.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. And because I said, I put this up there because I showed it to Yvette about the Sci-Fi Sistas. And she said, did you see that I answered you? I'm like, yes, I did. And thank you for it. I said, here's our card. And I gave her a card. She's like, I'm so glad you're all around. And I'm just so glad. It's just wonderful. So after that.
What a family. A Tony winner, a Grammy winner. I mean,
yes.
Wow. Those mother and daughter.
Yeah, they are fierce, and her mother is a LaChanze,
when she came out of that elevator.
I know. Yvette and I were standing right there when she first came up on that floor, and I just had to bow down. I said, "My queen,"
like she came out of that elevator like regal. She just walked
That's
shoulders
right.
back,
Mhm,
sauntered out of there. I was like, okay, queen.
Yes. Love
And then
her.
Celia just brought her over to meet us, which was, Mommy, these are the Sci-Fi sisters. I just melted with that.
Yes.
It was just wonderful. We had a wonderful conversation. And we talked to Celia again. And that was another great conversation about her getting ready to leave her legacy for little girls. And so that was a kind of a private conversation, but that was like the gist of it, and it was really deep. She took it in, just so she understands that she has a lot to live up to. I think she understands that, but not just for women her age or women our age, but all those little girls, because we were little girls when we started watching Star Trek.
Yep.
Right.
So now
the new little 10-year-olds.
Right. And they're seeing
11.
her. Yeah, they're seeing her now. So they'll for the rest of their lives, she's going to be their person. So, but I believe she gets it with a mom like that. She totally gets it.
Oh yeah.
So I couldn't, this is like another one of those massive shows like we did for the cruise recap. And thank you all, everybody, for hanging in there with us, because this is a big one, because there's a lot to cover, because there was so much, it was so eventful and wonderful. But I mean, I think that more than anything, we're grateful. We're grateful that we are fans who are getting to do some cool stuff simply because we decided to sit in front of microphones and talk about the thing that we love. Right. And we're grateful for everybody who has listened to us or who has followed us and who's entered into dialogue with us. We love you all, and we're grateful for our Sci-Fi Sisters family and the mothership. We couldn't, it's just amazing. So we hope we were able to give you all a glimpse of what it was like behind that, behind the velvet rope on that red carpet. And for that one time that we got to do this really cool thing, because who knows if we'll ever get to do it again, but we did get to do it once, and man, it was amazing.
Yeah,
but
it really was.
Before we go, I just want to make sure people understand that even though we had this great experience and got to do this great thing, we didn't end our night there. We ended our night going back and hanging out with our friends.
Yeah, that's the best part.
It wasn't O'Looney's. I always want to say O'Looney's, but it wasn't. It was I can't remember the name of the bar, but we went back and hung out with with Trek fans.
Yeah,
and we ate and drank and talked about Trek and just had a great time to wee early part of the morning and just hung out with our friends. And that's how we wanted to end that night. So even though we had this great experience and it was a red carpet and we were dressed up, we made sure we ended it with the people who really matter, because they're the people who got us to where we are. So we wanted to make sure that they understood that, this is how we want to end our night. And I just wanted to make sure we didn't leave that out. That's all.
Yeah, no, I'm so glad you brought that up, because that is really like, at the end of it, we're all fans, and we're just fans, and we all express our love of this franchise in different ways. And, we just happen to be lucky enough to be in that position at that moment. To have some good things happen, but the most important thing is the fandom is nothing without each other, without our relationships with each other. Is what makes it so rich and so wonderful. The only thing that makes it worth doing is that I get to now meet all these amazing people.
I love you all, fans and everything, but this fan got in a cab and went back to my room and went to sleep.
Yes,
because
that's how we ended
I didn't get my nap in that day. I'm a napper. I missed my nap. I needed to go, and I left. So
we had the party on. We had a party on without you, Fran, but we represented.
You had to, but I was done.
It was a long day. It was, but I'm glad we ended up there at the with the New York meetup and everything. I love those guys. One of my first trips to New York, I met all of them at the couple of years ago, and they have been so welcoming to me since then. And I was so happy to end the night, like you said, Yvette, end the night with the crew in New York. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And whatever the name of that bar is.
Yeah, right.
I told Sabrina and I told Tamir, I said, y'all need to hook up with the New York people.
You did?
I did. I said, y'all need to hook up with the New York people. I said, because I went up there by myself twice. Yep. I said, and I hung out with these people and they were welcoming, and I felt, because I went to the Discovery thing, and I went to the Discovery, went to the Paley Discovery Women in Track, and I went to the Discovery Premiere. If it wasn't for the New York meetup group, and I wouldn't have been there. So I'm like, yeah, I'm doing the New York thing. So
and you even had a little brunch with a few Trek geeks.
Oh yeah, Fran caught brunch with
yes,
with the guys
Mike and Johnson.
With Mike and Johnson, yes.
Mike and
we
Johnson,
had a ball. It was
nice. Pride, our Trek Geeks brothers.
Bringing it back. Bringing it back to Trek Geeks and ending the show with that.
That's right.
As we are so happy to be part of the Trek Geeks podcast network. And, so if people want to get in touch with us about, the premiere and tell us their premiere experiences or first watches of episode 1 of Strange New Worlds, Yvette, how do they do that?
You can find us at SyFysistas.com. That's SyFysistas.com. Join us on the mothership. That's MUTHASHIP. And the Sci-Fi Sisters Book Club, both on Facebook. Download the Trek Geeks Network app, where you can find us and our family of podcasts on the Trek Geeks Network. On Instagram, sci-fi.sisters. And we are also on the Twitter at Sci-Fi Sisters. After listening to this podcast, please rate us and write a review. We may just read it on an upcoming episode.
Thank you, everybody, for listening.
Let's just give thanks to the best sound engineer. We have forgotten.
Nope, I was about to do that.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
We have the best sound engineer in any universe or galaxy. He is Dose, the anonymous one. He's responsible for all the music that you hear on our show. And if you need sound engineering skills, he is the man. If you need production skills, he is the man. You can find him on Instagram, DOS_DOS_THEANONYMOUS_1 at IG.
All right.
Love you all. We'll see you next time. Peace, love, and hair grease.